You've been read.
I don't know if this counts as a tale about weeaboo. Nothing really crazy, and I wouldn't necessarily label any one person as a weeb in this story. If anything, it's just an interesting convention story. First, you might want to know who Vic Mignogna, pronounced Mignogna, because I just fudged that one up. He's quite famous among those who know him, but the average person on the street probably wouldn't know or recognize him. He's a voice actor and singer who has done hundreds of anime and video game voices, most notably Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist. This takes place at a same convention, Shadowcon, that you did what for $5, but has nothing to do with it, thank goodness. Vic had a panel going on that I wandered into while finding some place to sit and something to do. At this point, I actually had a little idea of who he was. I didn't even know what he looked like. One of my friends, who unfortunately could not make the convention, was quite obsessed with him though. So while I learned what I had walked into, I stayed so I could snag an autograph for her, though he wouldn't be signing anything until later. They actually had a population limit at this panel, and I had unwittingly capped it off. They closed the doors and wouldn't let anyone in after. I think I caught some death glares from fans outside just as the doors closed. This is unrelated, but holy crap, was it hot and smelly. Florida ignores November's existence, so 85-degree Fahrenheit weather coupled with a wall of windows heating up and at least 100 costume bodies, including 9-tailed fox fursuits, is not a fun experience. It was a pretty typical voice actor panel. People asked questions on how he felt about various things and asked him to say various lines in various character voices. He actually evoked some tears from some of the fans when he was asked to recreate the most emotional moment from his voice acting. He told everyone to close their eyes and recited some monologue from Fullmetal Alchemist. Then came the ending Q&A session, and this girl kept raising her hand and getting called on, but either said she forgot what she was going to ask or squeaked and put her hand back down. It was kind of adorable, actually. At the very end of the panel, the girl's friend raised her hand and finally asked what the first girl wanted for her. She wanted a hug. Audible ahs emanated throughout the room as Vic, being a cool guy, obliges, goes to hug the girl. She bursts into happy tears, and more squeeze and ahs were had. Right after the panel, Vic was scheduled to go across the hotel where he and some other voice actors were going to be signing autographs. The staff was really adamant, letting him go first and releasing the fans after. I managed to sneak out like a second before he left, so I could have time to tell my other friends who were at the con, but not at the panel, that he was about to be signing autographs. Vic walks away, and a few seconds later, so do about 300 fans, some from the panel, some joining the crowd because they realized where it was headed, some being herded by staff. It was hilarious to watch as Vic would occasionally look back at a crowd and make them squeal with delight. Me and my friends get his autograph, take a picture or two, and a few hours pass. In the lobby of a hotel was a piano. It was covered and locked the whole day so no one could mess with it. Around it were chairs and tables where me and my friends hung out during the time between panels and events. In the evening, not many people besides us were around that area. That lasted about 15 minutes when a hotel worker came, uncovered and unlocked the piano. Vic had wanted to play for a little bit. Oh, jeez. I'm not saying that because he was a bad player or anything, because he was pretty good, but because a lot of fans then crowded around the area, kind of ruining the relaxing atmosphere. You know those girls in the 1940s or so that would get on the piano in some sparkly dress while the guy played it? Well, one of the fangirls was not one of these women, but she did it anyway. I don't know what went through her mind, but a quick warning by hotel security and she was off. My friends and I had an impromptu front seat for this mini concert, and though I do recall recording it, I don't have my phone, and I just can't share it. Like I said, this is more of a convention account than a story, so I'm sorry if it isn't exciting, but I do like telling this story because it's my first celebrity encounter, and there are some interesting people in and around that experience.